He was sending me oil paints. I didn't even know what they were. For the linoleum block, it's a beautiful medium.
That's the only reason I do it, is for the feeling of making the beat, not for the money or for the fame, whatever. That's, that's secondary. But it's always for the love of just trying to create a sound, It made me reach out, you know what I'm saying? It made me just listen to different types of styles of music. It made me go into a whole nother world, like kind of outside the box, being at Camp Lois, an outside the box type of group, you know what I mean? So I had to make up a soundscape that kind of complemented whatever the hell they was talking about. They definitely helped me develop as a producer.
The only time it makes sense for me to rent a space for 2 hours is when a client literally book an appointment for microblading. Because microblading is a little higher ticket, and then it can cover the hourly cost and the travels and the supplies and everything else. They ask me a lot of times, oh, can you come to my house? I prefer not to do that. I prefer going to an establishment that is fully covered in terms of insurance. Dealing with clients is not as easy as people think it is.
My family found out that I had sickle cell anemia when I was about 2 years old. Looking over my life, I had to spend more time in the hospital than not. Over 27 years, I've spent the majority of my childhood and teenage years in the hospital. I've missed weddings, I've missed funerals, I've missed family vacations just simply because my body either was in pain or I was in the hospital. Music has always been a passion of mine. Most of my family on my father's side play instruments. I would go to church, and when I started to learn to play, that was a way for me to, get my emotions out, and it became a coping mechanism. Music is powerful, and I never wanted to let it go.
This is Tony's Pizzeria. And I just pour it in the middle?
Yep.
All right. And start spreading it. Okay.
Yep.
Ain't enough sauce.
Ooh, so we look at that, look at that. Wait, is that an Antonio's pepperoni? Did you make that?
This is Tony's pepperoni.
Hey, Tony's Pizzeria.
Hey! It's about pizza.
Yeah, you sure can.
Official. Thanks,
Antonio
man.
the pizza maker.
Great.
Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that contain disease-causing strains. These collectively infect humans, birds, and other animals to varying degrees. The coronavirus family was initially detailed during the 1960s and is named based on its physical structure. The WHO publicly refers to the coronavirus as the virus responsible for COVID-19, or the COVID-19 virus.
What's the IDC stand for? I think it stands for the I Don't Care Conference.
IDC splitting from mainline Democrats. We have been hindered in our progress on critical issues like reproductive choice and health care.
But from what I saw on the IDC trail, I must say baby boomers and Generation Xers built this movement.
I mean, one way right now is also broken windows.
A governor who consistently says that money doesn't matter.
Wonderful to see you. Do you know about the Singlepayer bill that's in the Senate right now?
Yes, that was one of the things, as I know, that Bernie was working on and that I agree with, because our healthcare system's so messed up, and Marisola, La Cantra, and the IDC are stopping them from passing it, probably.
Once we played, there was a woman who stripped completely naked, which was really, really bizarre. She started taking off all her clothes. She was like... I said, ladies and gentlemen! First to life drummers. Yes. When I first started, some of my brothers that I know, they was like, yo, this our line, this our train. I'm like, you don't own MTA.
I remember one time, and I'm playing, and everybody is running up to this dude, and they looking at him, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. and it's Alec Baldwin. But at the time, I don't know who Alec Baldwin is. So I'm still just playing, and he comes up to me and he was like, hey man, nice grooves going on. And I'm like, yeah man, I'm like, who are you? And he was like, he said, of course you wouldn't know who I was. You're some fancy drummer. And I just started laughing like, yo, who is this man talking to me? I don't know him. But then after he told me his name, I looked him up and I seen him like, oh wow. I just met this guy. He asked me for a business card. That's when I was first starting off. He asked me like, you got any business cards? And I was like, nah. And I was like, That was one of the worst and best moments in my life because I met somebody who was somebody, but it all fell apart. But it was just a great experience because now I stay with business cards.